Hello and welcome back on Planticaly. My name is Amar, and today we are walking through Weinheim, which is in northern Baden-Württemberg, Germany, and we are searching for the, so to speak, heritage of King Wilhelm of Württemberg. He was a plant enthusiast from the 1850s, the Victorian era, and when the first settlers discovered the west side of the Americas, the west coast of the Americas, they also discovered the giant redwood trees. And as the legend goes, he ordered a few of those seeds to be brought back to Germany for cultivation. And he ordered, to be exact, as the legend goes, a load of seeds, which is old unit of measurement, and which are about 15 grams now today. And the Americans, which got his order, didn't know that unit, and what they did, they understood that it was a load of seeds, which they sent him back 470 grams of seeds, which are about 100,000 seeds, which he then cultivated. I bet he was quite surprised. And of those seeds, I think it was 8,000 to 5,000 seeds germinated and then were grown out to be bigger seedlings. And then they were dispersed all throughout what is now modern Baden-Württemberg, from the northernmost, which we are here in Weinheim, to the utmost south in the region of coastal Constance at the Bodensee. And yeah, it is quite chilly. I have to work on my camera work. It is quite chilly now. It is still early. It is the early days of spring, but I wanted to go here for the other trees didn't put out their foliage now, so we can appreciate the great scale and size for the sequoias, as they are called, the redwood trees, or how we call it in Germany, the mammoth trees, the Mammutbäume, are evergreen conifers. So then, here, let me go into the light so you can better see. There are two great ones in the Herrmannshof, which is a garden area here in Weinheim. I must say I love this garden. Here's my home region. I'm of Baden-Württemberg, and it's a great small scale little garden, petite, small, and I love it to wander around it. It's quite a nice city park. I love it. Now let's go closer to those giant trees. Now this isn't one of those giant American redwoods, it's a dawn redwood, or also Chinese redwood. It throws its leaves. It's when it's time, and it's in winter. This is sequoia strobides, and well, those as well as the coast redwood are also prominent here in Weinheim, and I think it's magnificent. The Chinese redwood is a so-called living fossil. For people expected it to be extinct, but it was discovered alive, an alive specimen, in 1943 in the northwestern province of Hubei in China. Cool. Now this is the star of the show. It's one of those 150-year-old giant redwoods, and it's just magnificent. Great specimen. It's not fully grown yet, obviously, but still, it's the circumference of its trunk at the lowest point is, I bet, already greater than most trees. Obviously. Wow. I'm awe-inspired when I see those trees. And yes, that's one of those trees here in Weinheim, but there are quite some more in the so-called Exotenwald, which we are going to now. Well then. Here we are at the Exotenwald in Weinheim, the exotic forest. We are currently here, and there are giant sequoias, giant redwoods, also dawn redwoods there above them. So we're going to follow the path there around the forest, there to the dawn ones, to the giant ones, and also there's another path to the coastal redwoods and to more, where were they? There, giant mammoth trees, giant redwoods. So then, see ya, let's get started. Hi, it's me again. The Exotenwald, the exotic forest, was founded in 1872, and it was a bit smaller, but now it has grown, so to speak, to about 60 hectare of forest, and it is one of the biggest arboretums in all of Europe. And yes, I find it quite awesome to walk around here because there are trees. Maybe I've seen it, the names on that sign were in German, but there are trees of North Africa, the Atlas cedars, maybe you have seen them, and Asian trees, North American, South American, but yeah, today the stars sadly are just the mammoth trees. The other ones have to wait for maybe a later video. And yes, it is interesting to see this small forest of completely different species being cared about, being treated, and around it is just this normal Central European forest. And yeah, now I'm searching for those lost giants, for those giant redwood trees are the part of the remaining 200 trees, about 200 trees from the original Wilhelmer seed. And well, it is quite a downgrade, so to speak, from the original 100,000 seeds to the 8,000 to 5,000 ones that have germinated, to only, after 150 years, only 200 remain. But those 200 are being cared to a lot. That I can assure you, for they are a bit of a pride in the horticultural parts of Baden-Württemberg. Well, we are now quite up the mountain here, and that's quite funny. That tree over there is one of those that giant redwood tree which we have seen in the Herrmannshof, and quite impressive the size, I must say. Now here we have something magnificent, a few of those just awe-inspiring, great Scromidendron giganteum, the giant redwoods. Love are I think the tallest here is 57 meters tall, and which by comparison a normal house here in Germany is 32 meters tall, and the where was I? The the tallest tree, the tallest redwood and all in all tree in the world is a General Sherman, which is over 80 meters tall, which means that they are 150 years old about, and are only maybe around now the size of half of General Sherman. God damn it! Some animal or is throwing nuts down. uh, yeah, and back there are just also a few great ones, and I am searching for one really large one that is here somewhere hidden, and yeah, hopefully we will find it. So see ya. I have now climbed that damn mountain up, and I am standing in front of one of those remaining 200 giant mammoth trees from, what was it, 1850. This one was planted here. There's a little sign, 1873. Well, obviously the trees had to grow a little bit, where you cannot put a little petite seedling down. Let me change the camera. Here it is. It is obviously not as petite and tidy as the one in the Herrmannshof, and I'm pretty certain that the one in the Herrmannshof is bigger and obviously bigger, but wider at the trunk. But still, the other one grew in a garden environment where gardeners looked out for him and kept him pretty. But here only those foresters, those people who work for the forest and keep it secure and such. But this is how it would grow in the... Sorry, I stepped on a log. This is how it would grow in nature in Northern California, I believe. And yes, it's beautiful. And yes, I would recommend this Exotenwald, the Herrmannshof, and also there's also the little Schlossgarten here in Weinheim with cute little aviary. And all in all, if you ever visit the region of the Bergstraße, the Southern Bergstraße, and in Weinheim, I would recommend you this the Herrmannshof. Always go there. It's open all year round. Obviously, spring and summer are better times of the year to be here, but the Herrmannshof for everyone. It's great. The Exotenwald is a bit inaccessible, because, well, it is a forest with only trails. Where if you're here with a bicycle, BMX, it is great. But if you're here on foot, it can be quite rough, and you can be a bit out of breath. But yeah, the Schlossgarten and the Herrmannshof definitely. And yes, I hope you liked this video. Maybe give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to this channel so you don't miss further uploads. And if you like this forest and this little tour, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts about these great trees, and we will see each other next Friday. See ya. Bye.